Welcome to the Surplus Prepper channel. It's November 26, 2019, and today we're going to go over land navigation. This is the ability to be able to use maps and compasses to be able to navigate where you need to go when SHTF occurs. So we are going to use the Field Manual FM 21-26 map reading and land navigation by the Department of the Army, as well as that we're also going to use a Lensatic compass that is used by the military. This one here is the one that I use, which is a lower brand but still quality use of the magnetic north to be able to use as a compass to get bearings and to move about. So with that, we're going to move to the compass dial. As you can see here, there's different numbers on here. The main four numbers that we want to learn about today is the four cardinal points, which is the north, which is 360, east 90, south 180, west 270. These four major points, as we know, is north, east, south, west. But these are the things that'll let you know in what direction you need to be headed, or if somebody gives you a bearing and tells you to move into a certain degree, you know where that degree roughly is, if it's between, northeast or northwest. So that way you have an idea of where you're needing to go. We will get into more of this as we go through this orientation or orienteering of map reading and land navigation. Two of the main things that we want to learn today is latitude and longitude. These are the two main words that we're going to use a lot, as well as in helping with getting a grid coordinate to be able to know where you're at and where you need to go. So with that, we'll go into the definition of these. And with that, with longitude, we'll actually look at the definition that the angular distance of any point east or west of the prime meridian or west of the standard meridian is called longitude. It ascertains how far a particular place is from the reference line. The reference lines passing from North Pole to South Pole is known as meridians of longitude. These are semicircles whose distance decreases firmly polewards as they all meet at the poles. All the meridians are of the same length, and so Greenwich meridian is considered as the prime meridian to number meridians. The value of prime meridian is 0 degrees longitude and separates the earth into two equal parts, i.e. Eastern Hemisphere and Western Hemisphere. And we'll definitely get back to that prime meridian later when we come to doing ham radios. The latitude in geography, latitude is defined as the angular distance of any point north or south of the equator, i.e. it is a coordinate system that is used as a reference point to locate places on Earth. An equator is an imaginary circle line drawn on the Earth which divides it into two equal parts, wherein the upper half is called the northern hemisphere and the lower half is known as the southern hemisphere. The circular lines parallel to the equator up to the north and south poles are the parallels of latitude. And as you can see, we have Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle, and the Antarctic Circle listed there. So again, latitude and longitude, these are what creates a grid coordinate to let you know where you may be located and where another person may be located, such as the fact that if you're in Texas and you have a friend in Washington State, you would want to know the latitude and longitude of where they're at and where you're at and how to get from Texas to Washington State, using a map system. because if an SHTF occurs, may not have a map available to use to be able to gain the ability to travel, with cell phones and or GPS systems. Therefore, we'll go into topography, which is the study of the shape and features of land surfaces. The topography of an area could refer to the surface shapes and features themselves, or a description, especially their depiction in maps. Topography is going to be that thing that you're definitely going to need to be aware of, because it'll tell you on a map of whether you're going to have to hike up a hill, down a hill, a mountain, crossing a wide body of water, the fact that there may be a cliff near in the line of travel that you're going, as well as that it'll depict other things such as even depressions where there may have been an old lake bed at one time and now it's dried up and it's recessed in that area, so you may want to be able to travel around it. This here is a topographical map of Katy Hill and another area. I'm not for sure where this is located at, but as you can see, they're right by the word of Katy Hill. If you look at the contour lines there, that shows a hill right there in that area, and shows a bunch of hills around in that area that have a sloping terrain down towards the river. It looks like that it runs through there. So with this, don't want to say course, but with the training that we're going to be giving you, we're going to be able to teach you how to read this map and be able to use it to navigate to get from point A to point B and know what's in between you and where you need to go. Once we have this knowledge put down, as we can see here on this next slide of the latitude and longitude of the world here, this will teach you to where you can tell where at on the planet you are at and what type of topographical terrain that you're facing and what you need to know to be able to get from, again, point A to point B, or even help somebody get from point A to point B via radio and or message type communication around the world. With this, as you can see, the latitudes again go east-west, and then longitude goes from north-south. So stay tuned for next week. We'll sit there and try to get some more added into this. We'll be taking our time with doing this. Please like, share, and subscribe. You can find us on DLive, Twitch, BitChute. Also, check out My Patriot Supply. The links for these are in the description below. We would like to thank you for watching. We'd also like to ask that, for DLive, right now we cannot stream on DLive because we're only at 4 followers, and we need 200 followers to move to the next affiliate level to be able to start putting streams up on DLive. So please go over and show some love and follow us on DLive, so that way we can get to where we can start streaming on DLive as well, so in case YouTube no longer lets us use this platform.